Spring break is a little less than a month away, so if you have any little ones at home that love animals, then we have the perfect thing for you. We're going to tell you all about that and so much more right here on Pets on Parade. Good morning and welcome to Pets on Parade, brought to you by 3TV. I'm Kelsey Dickerson with the Arizona Humane Society. Thank you so much for tuning in with us this morning. We hope you had an absolutely wonderful Valentine's Day, aka Arizona's birthday. And like we mentioned most weeks, we truly have so many absolutely amazing transformations that a lot of times people outside of the organization just don't get to see. But today we have a lot of happy and healthy pets who are ready for their forever homes, and we're going to show you what that very long journey looked like, so you don't want to miss that. And we're going to get right on into it by introducing you to these sweet babies, including a pup who is in need of a little extra time and care to completely heal. Carrie, I can't show this baby's very first picture because it's a little rough, but the transformation that she has made is just absolutely incredible.
Oh my gosh, Kelsey, if you want the star of the show, this is it today. This is Dreamer, and Dreamer is a 10-month-old pit bull, if you can imagine, but hey, she's full grown and she only weighs 18 pounds. So she's what we would call a pocket pitty. And let me tell you, this little girl is super special. She came in rough shape to AHS after being hit by a car and picked up by our EAMT team. And she made her way to the trauma hospital. And while she was there, she was pretty banged up, and she does actually have a broken leg. So Dreamer is looking for a foster home right now. She's actually spent about a month in foster care. She is just the sweetest little girl, but she loves to be with her people, and she's not so fond of her crate. So as we finish up the healing process of her leg, she's going to need to go to someone who's home most of the time and can give her just minimal activity. But hey, lap snuggles, that's my favorite thing. So if you're in for lap snuggles, then pets like Dreamer are perfect for you. And as a foster hero for the Arizona Humane Society, we will provide all the supplies that you need, the medication, and the medical care. And the best part is when these kids are ready to go up for adoption, you just bring them back to us and we help you with that process. Now, Dreamer should be ready in about 3 weeks. So if any of you are looking for the most adorable pocket pitty, here you go. She's great, Kelsey. Visit us at azhumane.org/foster to open up your heart and your home today.
You know what? We just had Phoenix in the Puppy Bowl, which was filmed in New York. I think Dreamer's ready for New York Fashion Week right now. Look at that pose. Thank you so much for that important information, Carrie. And yet another incredible transformation. Janine, you're definitely no stranger to URI kittens that also have eye issues. So please tell us about this little buddy.
Can you believe this is the same cat? I mean, look at the face. It's perfectly healed. And that's the beauty of URI, that a lot of times we think there's no fixing them because they look so like gruesome or just sickly. But with care and love and meds and being in a foster home, it really helps a lot. But she was brought, or he, sorry buddy, you're a boy, was brought in over the counter to our shelter, and he went into the ISO ward, which is a place that they have a separate air system, so you can't transmit viruses to our other shelter animals. And once they're deemed that they can either be put up for adoption or they might be well enough to go into a foster home, then they will be sent to a foster to be cared for, and usually that's about only a couple weeks. I've done it many, many times myself. But look how chill he is. He is beautiful. Even with the dog barking, he is like completely just the most mellow cat. He's a 4-month-old, just so sweet. He's a teeny bit scared, but oh my gosh, his fur is delightful. It's just glossy, soft. So definitely think about bringing him into your home.
Oh, absolutely adorable. I mean, who doesn't need a buddy, right, Janine? I think we all do.
Yes.
Thank you for that. And thank you so much. And help us thank EAMT Dan for his seamless rescue of Gracie. This adorable puppy had wedged her way on top of the rear axle of the undercarriage of a car after being chased by two large dogs. As soon as Dan was able to safely coax her out of the vehicle with a little wet food and a lot of patience, she repaid him by immediately snuggling. Thankfully, Gracie was found to be in good health and only needed some basic veterinary care. And this adorable pup has already found her forever home, and is just one example of more than 7,400 sick and injured pets rescued by the Arizona Humane Society's emergency animal medical team last year alone, and one of nearly 18,000 pets that we care for each year. We are so thankful for all of our field team. Thank you so much, and great job, Dan. And the world is always on edge of their seat when they introduce a new James Bond. I think AHS has the perfect pup for the job. What do you think, Perry?
He is. He's just a little short for the role, I think. He's just not quite. He'd be the smallest James Bond, I think, that we have to date. But look at him. He's got his little white tuxedo on, this little black bow tie. He's extremely cute. This guy's a 4-year-old male. He was brought into us through a emergency animal clinic where reportedly he was hit by a car. We transferred him to our Second Chance Animal Trauma Hospital. We looked him over and we actually didn't find anything wrong with him, no lameness or anything like that, so he's one of the lucky ones. I hate to see the car though with this guy, this James Bond guy out here. He's extremely sweet, like I said. He is a beautiful white. This is a Lhasa Apso mix. And like I said, he's got the little bow tie on here. I know it's not Halloween, and so we're not really into the mode of dressing up our pets, but there's a holiday every month and people like to do that a lot. And you know, you have to be a little careful with it. Sometimes they don't like it that much. We really recommend that when you're dressing up a pet, do it for a very short time for a photo opportunity of some sort. Just don't keep it on very long. When you do have it on, make sure it's not too loose, it's not too tight. And there are, though, garments for warmth for pets that don't have a lot of fur, and there's also these little booties that come into play in the summertime when it's really hot. And to get a pet to wear those, because it really is necessary in a lot of cases, sometimes they don't like wearing those either. And so what you need to do is positive reinforcement. Once, it's like any other kind of training with a dog. Once they feel comfortable, you give them treats, teach them how good it is to be wearing that sort of a thing. And they will absolutely respond to it because they're getting a treat for wearing the item. And it will really, really help them. If you have any questions, you can actually just contact our behavior team, azhumane.org/behavior, and they will be glad to help you. But this is Bond. James Bond.
And he doesn't even need a helicopter with that tail. Thank you so much, Perry. And I think our next guest would love to try a nibble of what she's named after. But before that, let's just be a little quiet and listen to what Fish Stick has to say.
Isn't she precious? I can't get over her. I've been volunteering for the Arizona Humane Society since 2011, and I've never heard a purr like this in my life. I mean, we can all hear it in the studio, and she is happy as can be. You're right, though. If you noticed, look carefully, you don't have to adjust your camera. She's an orange tabby. And quite often, orange tabbies are males, not females. So this is a very unique thing. She is such a cutie. She came into us with her litter, and she ended up being treated for URI, which is very common. Thanks to a great foster home, she is very well adjusted. I mean, she is just such a happy kitten. She ended up being spayed with a U of A student that was on a clinical rotation, which is such a great partnership because we definitely have a shortage of veterinarians working here in Maricopa County and in Arizona. So having that type of partnership really helps have the community thrive. But definitely come in and see this purr kitten for sure. Little Fish Stick needs a home and it can be yours.
Oh my goodness, it's almost like a bird chirp that she has. It's absolutely adorable. Thank you so much for that, Bree. And don't you worry, we have plenty of adorable pets who are waiting for their forever turn. But before that, we're gonna let you know how your kiddos can enjoy our pets during spring break. Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now we talk about all of the ways that we're able to help our community. But one of the most important and one of the most far-reaching ways is through our education and outreach team, who does absolutely amazing work. And so here to talk about one small part of how they're able to reach our community is Shelby Brose, manager of our education and outreach team. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely happy to be here.
Now, before we talk about our Possum Spring Break Camp, of course, we want to be able to meet you, get a little bit to know about what you do, what your role in the Arizona Humane Society. But first, who's this little one?
Right, this is my adoptable pet. No. This is Casey. She is my 9-month-old inspiration for many of our programs and hopefully some early childhood education programs coming way down the line. But for right now, we have programs for slightly older kids that we are so excited about.
Oh my goodness, yes. So for anyone who's not familiar out there, what is the role that education and outreach does at the Arizona Humane Society?
Yeah, so our education and outreach team is absolutely phenomenal at all things community engagement, from doing things like offsite adoption events to cuddle bunches where we'll bring out pets into workplaces during your lunch hour, all the way to our youth education programs, doing things like our Reading for Fun literacy program within the shelter, Girl Scout programs, birthday parties, and even a Title I school outreach that allows us to reach over 21,000 students annually.
Oh my goodness. Now, we are not saying enough when we're saying that you truly have reach on thousands of people per year. And one of the most amazing ways to be able to help with that is through camps. And we have less than a month away for our spring break camp. It's going to be so fun. Shelby, for anyone out there who's maybe interested in signing up their little ones, what do they need to know?
So most importantly, it's going to be through ages 9 through 12. So a little bit older than the little one we got right here, right now. Gotta wait a little bit on that one. But animal lovers ages 9 through 12 can join us at our South Mountain Campus for Compassion, March 13th through 17th from 8:30 in the morning until 3 p.m. each day. The camp is going to be focused on all things animal doctors, so animal science, veterinary science, animal behavior, and of course the joy of pets.
Oh my goodness. So for anyone out there that has little ones who are thinking of maybe a career in the animal sciences, this is perfect for them. But why is it important, not just for students that are maybe thinking about working with animals, but students in general, especially young children, to be able to interact with pets and learn about why it's important to care for animals?
Yeah, so a great focus of our programs is empathy building, being able to develop those key skills and being able to become a more compassionate human being. Advantageously enough for us, a lot of our students are going to be animal lovers already, so we're able to utilize that common ground to invoke more interesting things like STEM concepts. So things like science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, and its unique learning environment. So some real world application happening.
Oh my goodness, like we always say, you know, when you have compassionate children, it translates to compassionate adults. So we're so appreciative of everything that you guys do. Now, for anyone that wants some information, we're going to put it up on the screen, but where can they go to sign up and learn more?
Best place is going to be our website, azhumane.org/youth-camps. There you'll find out information all about our spring break camp and our nationally award-winning summer break camp going June through July this year for ages 5 to 17.
Yes, and that is a great plug. Don't you guys worry. We'll be talking about our amazing summer camp soon enough. But first, make sure that your kids head to azhumane.org/camps to sign up. Shelby, thank you so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you so much, Casey, for your first TV debut. I appreciate it. All right, you guys, we have plenty of adorable pets coming up. We're going to introduce you to these little bugs after the break. Thank you for tuning back into Pets on Parade. Now we have an absolutely adorable kitty who is ready for his close-up. He wasn't ready for it in our guest segment yet, Bree, but I just have to point out he does have an adorable little toe bean somewhere in there.
Oh my goodness, his little toe bean. He has like a little white toe bean and I can't get over it. Like, it is so cute. And I know that there's toe bean enthusiasts out there. Oh my goodness, he's not pleased with that. So anyways, he is such a little sweetheart and he is a true kitten. And something to keep in mind when you're adopting a kitten is how you need to be prepared for the kitten lifestyle. The kitten lifestyle means lots of scratchers, maybe a cat condo or tree. You can do puzzle toys, and that really helps occupy their time when maybe you have to go into work. For example, here, this is a really great little toy where you could put little treats inside and then the cat can pull them out. But you want to be energetically playing with them, especially before you feed them. Something that really works works out well is getting a stick toy out, getting the cat all worked up, and then rewarding them with a good meal. And that really pays off because then afterwards they'll bathe themselves and then they'll go to bed. So if you can get into a really good nighttime routine with your kitties, it pays off. And but you need to be prepared because those kittenhood years, I mean, it could go more than a year, will keep you active around the house. But definitely come down and see this sweet little Teddy.
Yes, that's a great point. We all need routine and our pets are included. And you know what? Teddy's ready to go home, so let's move right along. Thank you so much for that, Bree. And now our next guest is named after a game most people know and love, and checkers is sure to make your heart do a double jump, right, Lisa?
She sure is. She has been sweet and calm, and one of the benefits I always say of adopting adult dogs instead of always looking for a puppy is right here. She's calm. You already know she's going to be this size. She's not going to be much bigger. She might gain a little bit of weight, but she was found as a stray, and somebody reported seeing her get hit by a car. She was limping a little bit when she first arrived. Our EAMTs were called out to our emergency animal clinic to pick her up, and she was rushed back in the ambulance to be checked out by the Second Chance Animal Hospital. They did some x-rays, checked her out. She was a little bit of limping, gave her a couple days of some anti-inflammatories, and voila, she was spayed and ready for her adoption debut today. She was another beneficiary of getting spayed by our U of A students. They are supervised by our veterinarians, and it's a great way to give them some hands-on experience for spaying with a veterinarian right by their side to be able to help them through the process. And so she is going to be a Wildcats fan for life. And training, we talk a little bit about training. She seems really well behaved. We have all kinds of training programs. The training is really, we call it dog training, but it's really for you as the person. We need to teach you how to communicate with your pet and the best way to get their attention and all sorts of tricks and tips. So if you're looking for training we'll call it dog training, but it's probably more for the human, but go to azhumane.org/training for all kinds of types of trainings for all ages of dogs.
Yes, that's right. Unfortunately, they can't quite speak our language yet, so we have to learn how to speak their language. Great information. Thank you so much, Lisa. And if you're a fan of The Mandalorian or just this snack in general, then you know that Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, loves his chicken nuggies. Well, if you also love them, then I think you're going to be guaranteed to love this chicken nugget. Janine, what do you think?
Who doesn't love chicken nuggies? I know I do. And who at Fish Stick someone's really into snack foods, I think. This is the sister, another rare female orange tabby. She doesn't have the same purr, but she's definitely more talkative. She's been chirping away, like telling me who's boss, and she's very curious. I mean, the studio lights, everything about this, she is absolutely just on fire to try to explore her surroundings. Look at this little face. She's so sweet. I just love her. So she was brought in with her mom and as little kittens, stray kittens. And I just want to talk real quick about if you do find kittens in your yard, then definitely make sure that you leave them there for 8 hours because the mom might be out hunting for food because she has to provide for her young. So, but if you do see that they're sick or injured, then definitely bring them in because that's pretty much our focus is sick, injured, and abused pets. So, but she's almost like, if you would see like a cougar, I mean, her fur is just awesome, her little stripes. She's just adorable. But orange tabbies, I tell you, every time we have them, they do not last because people absolutely love orange tabbies. And she's definitely going to make someone like hours of entertainment. She's just so fun and just beautiful.
You know what? I think she's definitely going to help someone get some exercise going because she is ready to go. Thank you so much for that, Janine. Yes. And I think we can all agree that when you get the hiccups, it can be quite annoying. But on the other hand, we might also be able to agree that this hiccups is very welcome. What do you think, Perry?
What a sweet little doggy this is. Very, very attention-seeking in my lap, as you can see. This little one came in through our field unit, was abandoned at a local business. and we immediately got her in and made her go through the hospital check and all. And then we sent her to our behavior team when they evaluated her, and they made recommendations that she needs to go home with children at least 8 and older and meet all family members. And the reason is she's just a little bit nervous. She's actually doing pretty well with the camera right now, though. She's not really great with startling noises and things like that. You know, I think the fearful dog is probably one of the most common pet behavior problems out there. It is extremely common. And what do you do about it? Well, positive reinforcement. Use these treats like this. We mentioned last time, this dog is very, very treat motivated, so it will work. My personal recommendation is that everybody that you have interact with your animal needs to be pretty dog savvy. Let them come to you. Tell them that if they don't know that. Not making loud noises and letting them just kind of get comfortable around you. If you do bring someone into your house that doesn't know those rules and goes and just kind of like chases the dog around the house, you're going to set them back quite a bit, and it takes them a long time to recover from that. So they need to be around people who are very dog savvy and the whole fearful thing. Again, we have a behavior team. You're always welcome to go to our website, azhumane.org/behavior, read our pet tips. But this is one sweet little hiccup.
Oh my goodness, so cute. And you know what? Straight to his heart is through treats. Same way for me. Thank you so much, Perry. And we want to give a huge shout out to our partners at Fix Adopt Save and Animal Defense League of Arizona, who teamed up with AHS to spay and neuter 44 cats with life-saving trap, neuter, and return. Thanks to all who helped and everyone who continues to care for pets in the Valley to help reduce the number of homeless pets and needless euthanasia. And with a wee bit of luck of the Irish, we're heading to the motherland. We'll introduce you to Dublin after the break. Welcome back to the show. Now, no, you are not seeing double. There's no need to adjust your TV screens. We just have an adorable pair of what I'm calling brother and sister because they came in together. But Lisa, they're also named after one of my favorite movies.
They are. I have Thelma, and this is Lewis. A little bit of deviation. Thelma is the girl, Lewis is the boy. They were found together, and their owner was arrested. Here I am, always airing everybody's dirty laundry, but their owner was arrested for non-animal related cruelty, and it wasn't related to animals at all, but since they were, quote, abandoned after the owner was taken by the Phoenix police, we get called in, and that's where these two came to us. As you can see, Thelma's the active one, but she follows him. She lets him do things first. He's the most calm, believe it or not. And she has these beautiful little squinty eyes, and she looks to him for everything. So we do want these two to be able to stay together. They absolutely love each other. And as I talked about, we partner with all of the police departments, and Perry's going to tell you a little bit, while I wrangle Thelma, Perry's going to tell you all about our partnerships.
We're trained professionals. Don't try this at home. These guys right here, as Lisa had mentioned, their owner was arrested. We do partner with local law enforcement. In fact, the Arizona Humane Society has contracts with just about all of the cities in the valley here. And what does that mean? It means we call on them to help us with cases. And we do not have the authority, as a lot of people think we do. We don't have the authority to seize animals or to enforce the laws. The laws are what they are. We do have a lobbying group that tries to make better laws, but we can't enforce them, which means that if you see a situation where there's an animal that's maybe in distress, but if they're following the law, there's not a lot we can do about that. We do work with them very closely. They accompany us. They're the ones that are law enforcement people. They go out to the homes with us. They do seize the animals, and we just are with them to provide guidance. So we do a lot of that. It's just one of the many, many services that the Arizona Humane Society provides.
Yes, absolutely. And you guys, don't worry. We're not ending the show with my bad accents. You're just going to be subjected to some kitty cuteness. And even with all this craziness, Dublin has been settling in pretty well, Bree.
You know, Dublin has been doing great. It's really tough for older cats to come here on Pets on Parade because we're in a studio with bright lights, lots of people, dogs, rabbits, cats. And so we're asking a lot of them, and Dublin's about 3 years old, so I'm very proud of him. He's been doing really great. He came into us with a URI, and he also was we kept an eye on him, and we realized that he needed to have some teeth extracted. This happens a lot of the time, especially as cats age, and that's something that as an owner you can keep an eye on, see how they're eating, if they're chewing their food and they look like they're comfortable, if you're scratching on their face and they kind of give you that look of pain, keep an eye on that because that could be a sign that you need a dental visit. But come meet Dublin or one of the other sweet older kitties and press your luck and get a sweetheart like Dublin.
Oh my goodness, absolutely adorable. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today and every week. We absolutely appreciate your support. And remember, you can always visit azhumane.org/adopt to see any of the absolutely wonderful pets you have for adoption. Till next week, we'll see you right here on Pets on Parade.